going. Good morning. My name's Richard Vobes, and today I'm taking a little stroll along the River Severn in Shrewsbury. I come and see my partner up here in Shrewsbury regularly. I live in Worthing in Sussex, down on the south coast in England, and Shrewsbury is sort of northwest of Birmingham and sort of 15 miles from Wales. And I come up here, as I say, quite regularly. Shrewsbury is a magical place. The architecture is absolutely divine. It has your Elizabethan black and white buildings, and also some astonishing Georgian buildings, wonderful architecture. And because of the nature of Shrewsbury, that it is surrounded almost entirely by the River Severn in a very large horseshoe shape, it has been pretty much protected from modernisation. There is modern buildings, of course, but there's no great space in the town centre to expand, because at some point you come to the river, and as a result of that, the market town of Shrewsbury, the county town of Shropshire, is pretty much protected. The sprawling suburbs, of course, extend beyond the river, the outer horseshoe, and some residents don't like to think of themselves as being in the suburbs. I know my partner Harriet doesn't like that, although I have to say there is some also in the suburbs, some beautiful places, architecture, buildings as well to be seen. So that's all very good and very nice and worth exploring. I'm just going along the river here, but if I turn around here, behind me you'll see the wonderful, I just had to check then, St Mary's Waters Lane, which goes through the original wall of the perimeter wall that leads up close to the castle and up towards St Mary's Church. All along this river, over history, until I don't know how recent, I suppose in the last 100 years or more, barges, boats, ships, well, small ships, would have nestled along the quayside here unloading cargo. And it's only in the last century or so that, with the advent 150, nearly 200 years of trains, that of course freight is carried on trains and it's no longer necessary to bring stuff by boat. But this river, the River Severn, one of the longest rivers in England, had huge importance during the Industrial Revolution, as coal was brought from town to town, particularly down to Telford area, where the Industrial Revolution is supposedly born, where steam was first used, coal burnt to create furnaces, and the whole Industrial Revolution started. I know I'm sounding a bit vague on that, and I don't want to get all my facts completely wrong. Have a look at the English bridge now as we approach it. There's two main bridges across the River Severn, the English bridge and the Welsh bridge, both picturesque and iconic in their own way. I'm going to come up to the English bridge because it's one of my favourite bridges actually here in Shrewsbury. I think the architecture is fantastic, although it is wider than it was originally built. Built in the 18th century as a coaching bridge from a former bridge, which was a big stone bridge with towers on the end, or a gatehouse on the end. Now all of that's gone. It's much more elegant, widened for traffic in the 1930s, But let's go down and have a look at some of the arches. Just going to go into underneath the arch here. Now occasionally I come down here with my coracle. I have a coracle. Now coracle is a sort of basket woven boat covered either with cowhide or more modern substances, and you can, it's a sort of primitive man's boat, a one person boat. You can get two man boats of it, but on the whole it's a one man boat, and very much from this part of the wood on the River Severn. So I'm coming underneath the arch here where the path along the river is, and hopefully get a better view of the bridge, although the sun is glaring into my eyes. It's sort of early in the morning, just after 6, and I want to try and get a view of the bridge for you so you can appreciate its magnificence. Maybe if I'm here you can just about see it. A lot of runners enjoy this path as well as walkers, of course. There's an example of a couple of them. Let's see if we can get a little bit further and to see. There's plenty of wildlife. Unfortunately, the camera I'm filming, the little Hero 2, doesn't really give you much opportunity to zoom in on anything. But here we go, the magnificence of the bridge behind me. I think I often come along this path and do a circumnavigation of Shrewsbury at all different times when I'm up here, when I'm thinking, trying to come up with ideas for videos or for my books or anything like that. So that's all good. It's a very peaceful place. It can get busy at certain times, as you can imagine, particularly at the weekends. People come walk their dogs, bring their children out, and it is a beautiful walk. I'm just going under some weeping willows. There's a lot of weeping willows that hug the river banks here, and occasionally I know that they hold fishing competitions along here as well. We've seen fishermen down in sort of little pits at the edge of the river, silently fishing. I'm not sure what there is, although there is a salmon run at a certain time of the year when the salmon do try to swim upstream, and they even go up the weir. There's a weir a little further back, and you can go and observe them climbing up. By far, one of the most attractive parts of the walk by the river around Shrewsbury is through an area called the Quarry. I guess at some point it was a quarry, the red sandstone perhaps extracted to make some of the impressive early buildings like the Abbey, which is a red sandstone building. But now the Quarry is very much a pleasure park, a place of beauty that back in the Georgian period and in the Victorian period was a fantastic place to perambulate through these lime trees that have, these are the second generation lime trees, I believe. The original lime trees having been replaced, from what I understand. And you can stroll along here by the river in its magnificence. You just think you're somewhere out in the middle of nowhere. It is rather beautiful, apart from perhaps on very busy days when the world and his brother have come out. Just enjoy the magnificence for a moment. Well, this has just been a very short little stroll. I just wanted to get a short little video out about one of the pleasures that I have walking here first thing in the morning on these beautiful spring, summer, autumn mornings when the colours of the trees and the leaves all change, and you can observe the seasons. And I come here very frequently and I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'll do more about Shrewsbury because it is an interesting town. It has a lot of history, and not a lot of people know where it is. You ask them where's Shrewsbury and they can't always pinpoint it on the map. They sometimes have difficulty with Shropshire, the county. So there's a lot more to investigate. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed the video or any of my videos, do give me a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and of course click the bell notification, and that way you'll be notified every time I upload and you won't miss out, and I'll appreciate that greatly. Until next time, goodbye.